Hi everyone, welcome back to TerrasTake. Today's Math Monday and I am going to be working on, we're going to be working on a fun little project. I found this in the journal that I was gifted by our sister Lori, and she had done this and I like it, and I thought this would be fun to mass make and it'd just be fun to do. Check it out. So you have your book page, you have a vintage book page, and if I'm not mistaken, it's folded into thirds, it would seem. And then it has strips of book page that are put on as little tuck spots. You could also glue them down as pockets, but she did a tuck, which is very cute too, and then sew around, all around it with some lace. And she sewed some, like a few things on. I don't know that I'll do all the sewing when I decorate, but I love it. I love the idea, but I do love the sewing around the edge. I think that's very fun. So Lori, thank you for the inspire. This is what we're going to make today. So I brought along book page, and I also brought along, this is just a copy of the Tim Holtz paper, and then I just scanned it and saved it. And then here is a piece of paper I have from, I think it's from Hobby Lobby or one of those. And then I have book page from a coin book. And then I have some dictionary page here. And I thought we would do a few of these because I really, really like them. So let's start out with the book page. And what you're going to need if you want to participate with this is you're going to need a bone folder or your scissor handles. You're going to need a pair of scissors, some glue, a few things to decorate with, of course. I have my punch so I can do the thumbnails. I have some lace I'm going to bring in a minute. And first I'm going to do the first part, and I practiced with this one to make sure that it worked. And this is a little bit smaller piece of music paper, so it's not quite as tall. But as you can see, it works just as good. And then I can sew around this edge, or I can put my lace on, and then I love the lace, by the way, Lori. And then I can put, you know, the sewing around the edge and then decorate it. And there's my little piece. It's got 4 pockets. Well, it's got 2 pockets, and then it's got 2 tucks. And I was thinking you could glue or even sew in between there and cause that to be an actual pocket. I'm just going to put a little tiny strip of glue in that center right there. So now I have 2 pockets, and I have 2 tuck spots. Not decorated yet, but you get it, and it's super easy. You'll see. Okay, so I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see, do I want to bring it down a little bit more? I'm going to do it about right there. Okay, and doing this part, what I noticed with Lori's was that because she had this folded here, I think it's folded, or did you use 2 pages? It seems like it's folded into thirds, like it was a really large dictionary page. But what I was going to say is it gives it some reinforcement for this on the inside. Okay, so yeah, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this, and I'm not going to be like super worried about, you know, how much glue I use. I'm only getting this, I just want it to stick, okay, onto this part. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead, well, I might go ahead and do this little line here, only because it's kind of raggedy and I don't want it to tear. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this up. So I guess you might, if you want to make these taller, you'd have to use like a bigger piece of paper, bigger book page, or a larger piece of paper. You could use scrap paper, scrapbook paper, or you could use copy size, you know, copy paper, whatever you want. I'm wondering, Lori, let me know in the comments, did you like connect another piece here? Because it really looks like you just folded this. I just want to make sure. I'm just curious. I just love this. I think it's adorable. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this over. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little glue right there, just a bead on that line, just to seal that pocket. And I'm going to use this, and I might want to knit. Let's see, how long is this? Yeah, I'm going to shorten this a little bit so it fits into my journal better. Because it's like 5.5 inches wide. That's because of the height. That's because of the height of my book page. So it just depends on what book page you're using, or scrapbook paper, whatever. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of center that and make a little thumb hole. Okay. And now I'm going to glue. And like I said, I love the sewing, so I am going to sew. Now that I've got my machine working better, I'm going to sew this, or these. Okay, so there's our little folder. Now we've got 2 pockets, okay? And I'm going to bring in a paper. You can use whatever size you want. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. I'm going to use the edge of the writing here as my line, so it's kind of straight. Excuse me. I think that will make it narrow enough. Yeah. So I'm going to make my little tuck spot about yay tall. And I'm going to use this as my navigator right here, the edge of the... And so to make the other one, I'm just going to fold this. I'm going to do the Tina measure here. And just fold it over so it's relatively the same size. And because this paper is old paper, it'll tear for me pretty easy. So now I have my 2 pieces for my tuck. And if you want, you can certainly double this so that it's a little bit stronger. If your paper is maybe super old and fragile, or, you know, or like you could use magazine page. That would be fun to use a magazine page with pictures on it, or like I said, you could use scrapbook paper. You don't have to use book page, or you can do a combination of the 2, which would be really cute. I just thought it was adorable with the lace on the outside and the sewing. And you know, I've got so much on my mind right now that I have not been very creative in my ideas. Like, I'm good if I'm just sitting and crafting, kind of relaxing, but when I start thinking about, oh, what can I mass make, I'm kind of like, I need an idea. So I went into the journal you gave me, Lori, and I love that journal. And yeah, so yeah, I love this. I really do. And I bet that Mags, I bet you would love this, huh? If you get to watch this video, because look at how she made them. Isn't it fun? It's just the torn pages of paper, and you know what I mean? It's, I don't know, I look at this and it reminds me of something that you would love. I'm going to trim that little piece right there because it's coming loose. And yeah, I love this. I think it's very, very, very cute. Very, very, very cute. Okay, so there's the first one, and we can just kind of do an assembly line, and then I'm gonna pick the lace and sew them, and yeah, okay? So let's do this time. Let's try, what did I do with that paper? Oh, here it is. I do want to do this guy, and I'm hoping, because this paper is thicker, it's my copy paper that I use. I think I only need to use one fold on this one. So if your paper is strong enough, you can, you know, just, you don't need to do the triple fold. I did that because of it being, like I said, of it being a book page. Now I am going to I want to make sure that this isn't too wide. Let me see. So this is just over 5. So I am going to bring this guy down just slightly when I fold this, because I want him on the front. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit in my fold and trim off this end. I don't want to cut him. That's why I did it that way, in case you were wondering. And that should bring it down. Let's see here. It's still about 5 1/8 on my board. I'm wondering, let me look. I think that's fine. Sometimes I make things too wide, and we're not cutting into his head yet, so I just do a little more off just in case. I don't want it to be too wide for the journal. Because knowing me, I will glue it down. Or even if I had it floating, I would want it to be, there we go. So that's exactly 5 inches. Okay. All right. So that'll still fit on a page, because my pages are 8.5 by 11. So that's 5.5. Yeah. So this will just fit if I want to glue it down. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue these together, like I showed you guys before. Being a little better with this one because the way I'm folding it, it doesn't have that third fold from the bottom. Just want to make sure everything sticks. Okay, I'm a little bit off right here. I see that. I'm gonna have to trim it. Bummer, but oh well. Paper does have a tendency to fold in on itself, doesn't it? Okay. So this is going to be the front, and it'll open like that. So now I'm going to pick my book page, and I'm wondering if I have, you know what I might do? I have this I bought. Let's see, what do I have in here? I bet I have something in here that would go good. In fact, I'm thinking those would go good. Cut down and made into made into tucks or whatever. Let's see here. Oops, I see white on this side as well. I mean, I'll be distressing this, but yeah, I went a little bit crooked on that. Right here. Okay. Now, I wonder, let me grab my ruler. I'm not sure. This is pretty thin paper, so I'm thinking I might be able to do a tear on this and make it kind of cool on the edges. Nope, it's gonna fall out. I need to hold it better. Okay. Other people make that look so easy, and I always go crooked. Look at that. I still went crooked. Dang it. Oh well, I'm gonna cut it. I know, I'm being wishy-washy here. Sorry. Alright. Just trying to see. Okay, good. I don't know, I kind of thought this might look cool against the backdrop of this other paper. It's a little busy, but it fits. That's good. So we're gonna distress this one some. Oh wait, I need to cut this too. All right, so as you can see, super easy. So I don't think I probably need to walk you through another one. I did the scrapbook one, paper one, because or not the paper scrapbook, but the copy paper one, because I wanted you to see a different format. You didn't have to fold it 3 times or anything. But like I said, if you're using the paper, the vintage book page, you know, it's going to be weaker. So you'll definitely have to fold it. Okay, so those are done. Now I can just, you know me, I gotta just run this over so it's not so bright. Doesn't look legit if it doesn't have some aging to it. A little bit of grunge to it. Alright, now, where's my glue? Okay, I think this one, maybe I'll glue this one in as pockets instead of tucks. Like I said, you can do either. I like getting inspired by you guys. And I like being able to showcase your work, not just mine. So, you know what? Send me ideas. Like, I wrote down the ideas that you guys gave me for the last week's Mass Monday. And we haven't done the drawing yet. I'm going to go ahead and announce to do that, I guess, tomorrow, which is Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm talking on Friday here. So, of course, we're not on the same day. There we go. Oh, that's cute. Look it. I like it. So once it's sewn around, once it's sewn around the edges, that's going to be really cute. Oh, you know what I did? Because I didn't fold it back up, I don't have that second pocket. Shoot. Okay, so this only has 2 pockets because I screwed up, but that's all right. Next time, when you only fold it twice, you're going to want to leave the inside open. So you're only going to seal the inside and the bottom, the sides and the bottom, and then this can be cut open. Or you can fold it upwards and have it open like that. I didn't think about it when I was doing it, but yeah, that third fold causes this pocket to happen right here, and I lost that in this one, but that's okay. I caught my mistake. I won't do that again. All right, so there's that one. And you can use, like I said, you could use 12 by 12s for this as well, and just cut them down, make it as big or as small as you want. So anyway, what I was saying about the drawing is I don't know who's won yet because I haven't done the drawing yet. Now I'm wondering, should I see, because then you can use this. Let's do that. Let's use it. Okay. I'm just gonna, I could do what Tina does and just spread some coffee on here real quick, but I'm not going to. I'll just use my ink and kind of grunge it up on the inside of the pocket. You could also cover, I'm not going to do it today, but you could also cover this with book page, or you could coffee dye it like I said, I'm just grunging it up with my sponge here. That way the paper gets used up. I didn't waste anything either. Oh gosh, guys, I've had a week and kind of, it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. And I said that already, I know. But I just got off the phone with Joey. And then love talking to my son. Such a blessing, you know. Okay, so this is going to be the front. I am going to have to trim this because it's 6 inches. It would not fit. I mean, I could have it sideways inside of a book so they open like that. Actually, that would be a really cute pocket. We might do that. Pocket, and then do like a notepad on the inside. You know what I mean? That would be cute too. And have it coming up like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and do our holes. Yeah, I talked to Joey and he's doing really good, you guys. He told me that his friend at that place that he was supposed to go to work, remember I told you and something happened and they denied him. Well, he told me that his friend went in and talked to the gentleman who had actually hired him, which is not who sent him the email saying that they decided to withdraw their offer. And he said, he told Joey's friend Fabi that he was going to check into it because he's the one who wanted Joey. And Joey had told, you know, he said, tell Joey to reach out to me and I will pursue this and find out what happened and see if there's anything I can do, because he had really wanted Joey for that job. So be praying for him. He said he emailed him and told him I really do want the position, and I at least want to know what it is that you guys saw on, you know, the paperwork that caused you, because I want to deal with whatever that is, whether it, oh man, I shouldn't have done those holes first, huh? So that it doesn't impact me in the future. So I was real proud of Joey because he's kind of shy about dealing with stuff like that. He's kind of one of those people who goes, oh, it is what it is, never mind. And he's learning to, because I had told him, you need to ask what happened, because you don't know, and that way if it happens, you know, if you run into it again, maybe it's something that you can fix. And if it's not, at least you're aware that that's out there, whatever it is that was on that report. So yeah, so I'm real proud of him for doing that. And then he was telling me more about his book. Oh my gosh, you guys. My son, what a creative mind he has. Him and my daughter both. It's amazing. You kids ever do things that just kind of make your mouth drop open? That's how I feel about Joey with this book thing. Honestly, if he weren't, I mean, it wouldn't be as amazing to me if he weren't my son and I didn't know him like I do, but y'all know what I mean. Let's see. Okay, so there's that one, and now we get our little book page. What time is it? Okay. I'm going to use this dictionary this time. It's like it almost looks like German, I think. Very cool looking. And like I did before, I'm just using the line of the words to give me more of a straight cut. And on this one, I actually have this line here, so there. Get rid of some of the, alright. Now this one will be a little bit narrower. I am going to do this one as tucks. And a little bit higher. Okay. So yeah, what else is going on? I still haven't heard anything back from the owners of the house yet. I told Courtney if I don't hear anything from him by next week, because I still can't go in that room because it stinks to high heaven. I'm going to have to, you know, call him and say, hey, what are you going to do? Because, you know, this needs fixed. We can't have that smell permeating our belongings in that room. You know what I mean? And it's coming through that cooler, so I should have distressed that before I put it down. It's gonna not be as good if I do it like this, but it's gonna have to be. But yeah, so that has not. We still have, of course, the sign out in our yard. Nobody's come to look at the house yet. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if I told you guys, but he's asking really, really high amount for the house. A little ridiculous in my estimation. I don't even know if I told you, he's asking over $300,000 for this house. Okay, so let's just put it that way. That gives you an idea. So it's a little bit much. But yeah, nobody's even looked at it so far. We'll see. I'm just praying for good landlords that want good tenants, because we are good tenants. I'm so grateful to the Lord that we've always been on time with our rent. You know, we've never had to, you know, get an extension or ask any favors that way, praise God. So there's that one. That one's cute. So as you can see, copy paper with just a you know, and then we've got scrapbook paper and book page mixed. Okay, and then just book page, and then we have music paper and book page. So these are super fun. Lori, thank you so much for the inspiration. Okay. Oh, I got this coin page. Wanted to use this. So, okay. So let's see here. I'll fold this like so. Now this paper is a little stronger than that other paper was, that first page, because this is a little newer book. It's not brand new or anything. It is vintage, but it's not over 100 years old either. And the paper's kind of, I don't want to say shiny, but it's almost like a magazine paper. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's got a little more of a thickness to it, I'll say. This one will look cool with the magazine, with the coins on it. Gonna have to trim a little bit of it off. I don't think too much though. Okay, I'm gonna run my bone folder in here because it's wanting to fold up right there. There we go. Okay, so I hope you guys like these. I know I sure do. I'm looking forward to sewing them. I think they're gonna be super, super cute like that. Now, okay, let me see here. Do I have enough paper? Probably do, yeah. I can have that white on there. It doesn't matter, huh? It's okay. Because I think if I fold, maybe it's too short, but let's look. I just want to use every piece of paper if I can. I think that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and do my little thing. Oh wait, you know what? No, I'll do this first. Okay. I do like gluing this part right here. So they're separate pockets. Okay. So I'm trying to think what else I wanted to tell you guys. You can tell when I'm in a super talkative mood and when I'm not in a super talkative mood. I'm what's that word? Contemplative this morning. I'm thinking about stuff. I woke up at like, I have one of those nights, you guys. I woke up at 10, I think it was like 10:52, and I went to sleep at 6:30. And so yeah, I couldn't go back to sleep. So about 12 o'clock, 12:15, somewhere in there, I went ahead and got up. And then after Cordy left, I watched a little TV. He leaves at 4. So I probably watched TV till like 5:30, and then I laid down and tried to, because I was so tired I couldn't even hardly think straight. But at the same time, I was still wired. You know what I mean? Don't you hate that? When you're still, this is uneven. I just noticed it. I'm going to have to re-glue that, probably. But yeah, I was just wired and I couldn't sleep. So finally, about 5:30, I got tired. So I laid back down and I slept, that's good. Okay. About 5:30. And then I slept till, I guess, 8:40, 8:30. I don't know, somewhere in there. So yeah, I got a little bit of sleep. But I was thinking about Enoch and Maria and just how absolutely, utterly impossible this situation really is. And how, and I was just praying and telling the Lord, there's just no way that we don't have the money to battle in court. She's kind of got all the cards on her side of the table. And I agree with my son. He was saying, Mom, Maria needs to let everybody else, write her story, write her letters to the judge, write character reference, stuff like that, and her focus on the fight and not be finger pointing and, saying why this happened or why that, being the victim. He was like, she needs to be the mama bear. She needs to fight for her son. And I agree with him on that. I even texted her and told her, you need to focus on fighting for Enoch and telling them, look, I want my son. And we'll fill in the gaps for you. We'll point the fingers. The people who wrote, me and her friends. I haven't finished mine yet, but I'm writing a letter to the judge to let them know what really happened during that time and what happened before Enoch was born, and what where our family was at the time all this went down, and why, and then what happened afterwards, because yeah, there's always more to the story, and sometimes judges and people that are in a case, they don't know they don't really know the people that they're dealing with all the time. You've got to kind of tell them, you know what I'm saying? They've got to be introduced to that person and see that person as a human being and not just a name on a piece of paper with, negative descriptors about them. You can't see their heart. And yeah, so that's been on my mind, guys. So I need to let it go and let Jesus have it, because it's weighing on me at times, not all the time, but just keep me in your prayers. I appreciate it so much. So that's what it's going to look like once it's kind of distressed. I just wanted to distress one. What time is it? Okay. So yeah, these are super cute. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the one I did beforehand, so that's 6. I think I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second and do the sewing. I wish I could do it on camera, but it's super hard for me to get everything adjusted in this small area. Let's see. Oh, we do need to look at the lace. Hold on one sec. Okay, I'm back, and I have all this lace set aside, and then I have some in a drawer up here. You could also do ribbon you could do just glue some ribbon on down there, and I think I'll also use some of this black again. That was so fun to use the black yesterday. Let's see. Something old with this guy. Do I have a thinner piece? Yeah, this one's... I don't know if I want to use lace with him or if I just want to sew. Let's see. Because he's... What's this? I've got this stuff. The hem tape. Let's see what it looks like. I think one of you gave me this in a Happy Mail. I'm sure of it. Because I've never bought hem tape before. But I was thinking because he's, you know, it's more of a gentleman's thing. This might look cool on there. Yeah, look at that. Oh, there you go. So I'm using that for this one. I'm just gonna measure it. Oh, it's almost perfect to that. Dang it, right to that fold, but it's not quite there. Okay. Ugh. It's close, but no cigar on that one part. I'll just glue it down and then I'm gonna trim it. Yeah, I like that for him. Okay, just fold it backwards and try to... It's been, it's an older pack and it's been folded like this for a really long time, and I do not want to pull out the iron and try to iron it, you know, backwards. I wonder if I go from this, if this would hit. Not quite. Okay, I tried. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna do a little line of glue, and this is just how I do it with my art glitter glue. And go right to the edge. Cool. Yeah, that looks cool with him, I think. Much better than lacy, girly, you know. Okay. I'm bringing it just above the paper line. Come on now, don't do that. There we go. And then once that's sewn down, that'll be nice. Yeah, that looks cool. Perfect for him. I'm so glad I remembered I had that. Okay, let's look at these guys. Oh, this is a cool one. Look at this one. And I think I probably, yeah, I have enough. That one's a nice one. Okay. I don't ever really measure on my, like, when I'm doing lace. I just kind of estimate, because I know I want it to hang over a little bit, you know, so I'm not worried about how much I'm putting on there. And I'm just going to trim that off. Okay. And these, most of these, I think almost all of them are vintage laces from the lady Barbara that I got a bunch of lace from last year. I bought so much lace from her. But you know, you never have enough, right? I know. I still look. I still go look online and stuff to see. Okay. That one's ready to be sewn. I think I even have something similar to what Lori has on hers. Like, oh, well, this one. But it's a little bit different. No, never mind. It's not. It's not even close. Never mind. Okay. I definitely want this one, though. I think it's so adorable. I'm almost out of it. I've used a lot of it, actually. I had a bunch. Such a thin little feminine. You know, you could also do, instead of lace, you could also put seam binding. Would look very cool on here as well. You might want to think about that if you have some. Seam binding looks cool on everything. Okay. So this is a pretty easy little project, I think, but it's very effective and very fun for a junk journal. Oh, this one would look cool. I don't know, it's too big. Wait, let's see. I don't know, it would look kind of cool, but it's a little wide, I think. Let me see, how about this one? Yeah, nope, not long enough. Shoot, do I have any more of it? This one's cool, but it's too wide too. I don't want to use them that wide. Huh. I may have to dig into. Oh, you know what? I could use the black on this one. That's true. That would be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Now, what was I gonna say? I always interrupt myself and then I forget what I'm saying. Do you guys do that? Do you interrupt yourself? I interrupt myself a lot. Oh, this coming Sunday. No, it'll be yesterday. I haven't done it yet. But we're gonna, I'm gonna go, I'm teaching in the class, but this time I'm doing the lead on the kids for kindergarten through second grade. That's Enoch's age. I was a little nervous to join in. I think I mentioned to you guys at the beginning when I first started volunteering, I was a little nervous about volunteering because I knew I'd end up being around kids that were Enoch's age, you know, and be reminded of him and stuff. But I feel like the Lord's, you know, put it on my heart to do it. So, and it's so far it's been a blessing. This is my first time actually. I'm going to be teaching the class. You know, it's just a little teaching. Mostly they're playing and having fun with music and games and stuff. But, you know, I'm excited. It's fun. Pastor Crystal, she said, "Is that okay? I put you as the lead." And I said, "No, that's fine." I thought that was very kind of her to trust me to do that. Let's see. What do we want to use for this one? Oh, this is pretty. Let's do that. But we need to do a little, yeah, a little something here. This is a little too bright. This dictionary paper. It's so weird too because this paper is over 100 years old. That dictionary, and it's just crazy that the paper is in such good condition to me. It's always kind of surprising. Gosh, I really wish that it was easier for me to have like a spot to put you guys when I'm doing the sewing so that you could still be with me while I do it. I'm serious. It bugs me that I have to shut everything down and do it by myself. So we're just going to grunge up this paper a little bit. I really shouldn't do that because then the thumb thingy's going to show right there. Okay. All right. All right, one last one, and then we can sew. Then we can decorate. Woohoo! Do you know I still get squeamish about decorating in front of everybody? I'm always worried I'm not gonna be able to think of anything. That always shoots through my mind. What are you gonna use? Is it gonna look okay? Yeah. It's just because I've got witnesses. It's like taking a test for me, I think. I've always said that, and it's true. It's still that way. Okay, one more. Here we go. And we're just going to be sewing right through this lace, so it'll be on there nice and tight once it's all said and done. Okay, there's that one. Okay, these are cutie patooties. All right, so now my bags are falling over here. I pulled out a bunch of stuff earlier to play with. I did make this earlier, and I was thinking of doing these with you. I'm not sure what to even call it, but it's a book page, and I'm wondering whether to put it as make these as like journal cards or pockets even, because I Mod Podged on top of book page. But what I did was I stamped the book page, and then I went ahead and kind of used scissors on this picture, distressed it really good. Then I Mod Podged over the book page with a paper, this kind of paper. I'll show it to you. And these are the wraps I use for the burritos. It's like almost like a sandwich paper. One, I guess they're both. No, one side's a little shinier than the other. But anyway, I put that on top of, and that's what I stamped. Sorry about that. I stamped the actual brown paper, and then I glued her down, and well, I Mod Podged and just sat her down, and then I Mod Podged over her, and then I let it dry, and then I stamped with like the edging stuff and trimmed it. And I was thinking these would make really cute pockets on a journal page. Or they'd also make, because it's tough because of it's double paper plus it's Mod Podge. So it's got some, grit to it. It's not just gonna fall apart. And yeah, I just thought these were kind of cute and just a super easy, not a lot of brain work on those, but I think effective for the page to make it look cool. So I'm going to pause and move my camera so I can bring my sewing machine up, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So I have sewn some of them. My threading, I think it was my tension on my thread. So I double sewed on this one because it kind of got messed up, but I actually like how it turned out. It looks kind of cool. It's messy. The other one that got messed up, but I'm not going to hate on it, is this one. And I think it was just the tension on my thread because I had to change threads to do the black, and yeah, but that's okay. It's good on the front. It's just that inside it looks loose because that's where the bottom was. The rest of them are all right, I think, pretty much. I got my tension right. I changed back to the brown thread for these 3 or 4, I mean, and I did the black thread on this one. So yeah, so they turned out super cute. Again, Lori, thank you so much for your idea. I love it. Now, what I have over here is just some random stuff I thought I'd decorate with. I'm going to kind of follow the same theme as Lori did and just do some basic collaging with different things. I may use some stickers because I've got all those adorable stickers, and also that paper that I got from this little book. And yeah, I think this might be a good project to use some of those on. Now, what I did do earlier, and I hadn't shown you, was that paper. I had scrunched up one and done like the leather thing, you know how you just rub your ink on it, and it's got a nice crinkle to it. Okay, so I was thinking that it would be kind of fun to use as a base underneath. And you don't have to do the ink thing I did. I just thought that was cute. Underneath there, and then like do some glue. Where's my glue I was using? I've got all these different little bottles, and I'm not sure which one I was using. I think it's this one. Okay, good. So yeah, I'm just going to do a little collaging, and then I'll probably either do some stamps on top. More than likely, I'm going to glue this into my journal, so I'm probably not going to do the backs, only because, you know, it won't do me any good, because you won't be able to see it. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to worry about that. I'm just going to do the front and the insides. And Lori had put something on hers that I liked it the way it looks, and I also like it because it's kind of a reinforcer. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a sec. Right now I just wanted to get a little collaging done. Not a ton, but these both have Maddox company, so they're Tim Holtz papers, if you're wondering. They're from his 12 by 12s. They're not out anymore, which is a complete and utter fail, I think, on the part of Ranger or whoever puts out the paper for him. I think that's a fail, because it's good stuff, you know. Very, very good paper. I had these little tiny tags too that Pammy had given me a punch. Aren't these adorable? And look, for like the inside of these shorter ones, isn't that cute? A little tiny tag on the inside. I was thinking I'll use that. I might make some more of those. Not on camera probably, but just to give you guys an idea. And then I wanted to put, I think what I want to do is put like one of my girls on the front of here. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I do have some that are more industrial. Let's look at those real quick. I don't really use them too much, but they might be kind of cool for something like this. I'm not sure. Well, this one's cool. Retro. That one would be kind of fun right here. I didn't really want to cover, the verbiage, so I think I'm going to trim off like just these stamp corners, because I'm not trying to make a stamp statement. I like the picture that's on the sticker. I just think it would go good here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that instead. And because this one's a little bit smaller than most of them. Okay, if I can just, there we go, easily get it off of there. They're pretty sticky, I find, for the most part. I don't really, I mean, once in a while I've had to use glue, but I don't really use glue for them. I just kind of, you know, squish them down good. Now, I know you guys know I want to bring in people. That's me. Can't help myself. Just can't help myself. So I was thinking that this one would be more of a man thing. Oh, he's a little tall. Shoot, I was thinking I could have him leaning on that. Of course, he could lean right there. He looks like he's leaning on that ticket. See what I mean? If I have him right there. Let's see. Do I have any others? Because I do have others here. You know, I needed my drawer, so I ended up using mixing these up again. I had them adults in one drawer of my little desk thing and children in the other, and it was a lot easier. Now I'm like, oh, okay. He's got his hand in his pocket. So he looks a little more, is there anywhere for him to lean? There's nowhere for him to really lean that looks, you know. So we're going to do a little base for him, of course, and I'm going to do it in black, I think. Yeah. Should I do it in black or should I do it in brown? Yeah, I'm going to do it in black because this is more of an industrial look, and it's not. I do the brown when I want it to be like dirt, you know, like they're standing on dirt. I think that's cool. So I thought of something I was going to tell you guys. Now oh, Tara, honey. Now I can't remember what it was. Oh, we had, I was going to tell you about that. We had our food drive this week, and it went really good. And then we also had our homeless night of ministry to the folks out there on the streets. And it, you know, was a smaller turnout. And it was interesting because I had one of the gentlemen at church, he was making a comment, and he's a blessing. He's a wonderful guy, but he was making a comment that he didn't know if it was really worth, you know, opening the church and doing all this if people, you know, if we're only going to have 3 people. And I said, you know, I spoke up. I don't usually speak up, but I spoke up. And I said, you know, brother, we're not to despise small beginnings. And we need to know that the Lord's going to bless our endeavors, and if it's not, you know, if it's something that the Lord wants us to put a stop to, then he'll make sure we know that. I said, but up until now, you know, the people that we're ministering to we've had some repeat people come back, one of which was somebody that had to leave last month because she was carrying some drugs, and we had to ask her to leave. Well, this time she came back, you guys. And she, you know, there was another lady this time who had something on her, and they were like debating on calling the police. Isn't that adorable? These are so cute, Lori, seriously. But they were talking about calling the police, and I told them when I got there, I was talking to them, everybody, and I said, you know what? We're not here to police these people. We're here to love them. And if you police them and you go and if we call the cops, they'll never come back again. And we will have so many of them that won't come in at all because they'll know that we're the church that calls the cops on them. Seriously. Because that's just not what we're there for. We ask them to leave. If they're calm and there's no reason to call the cops, let them go. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to call the cops on people. I was looking at Lori's because she had done this with these, and they just look really cute, and it kind of gives you something to pull on so you're not ripping the paper, the book page, to kind of open your tuck. And I like that, Lori. I think that's a really cool way to do it. So I was looking here real quick to see what I have in my little bag. I have all kinds of stuff in this little bag. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know, I don't usually speak up like that. I'm new, but I just wanted to make sure to say something to them because I know their hearts are, their hearts are in the right place, but these are wonderful. Lord bless them. Some of them have been on the streets themselves, like me, like Courtney. Some of them have not, and I'm going to use those too, I think. And so it's kind of like they don't know. They're churched people, and they've never experienced what these folks out there are experiencing. They've never been addicts or alcoholics. They've never been homeless. And if you don't understand that, and you get that's I call it a bureaucratic, religious type spirit comes on you real fast. Follow the rules. And it's like, okay, yes, you should follow the rules. And no, they shouldn't have brought drugs, but they did. And they're willing to leave peacefully. They're not fighting us. They're not causing any trouble. There's no reason to call the police and make these people's lives more difficult than they already are. That's my point, is they're already dealing with enough. And they don't need us to make it harder for them, okay? That is for them right now, even though we may not understand it, and we know it's not good for them, bless God, that is their coping mechanism, because even if they know Jesus, they have fallen on hard times, and we need to be understanding. I've been there, and I know that having somebody call the police on me would not turn me around, and it certainly wouldn't cause me to want to have anything to do with their Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest here. I am a firm believer that we need to do the right thing, but I'm also a firm believer that we need to have judgment on what that right thing is. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, so yeah, they did not call the police, praise God, and I'm so glad that they didn't. The woman, but anyway, the reason I'm saying that is because it proves the point, because one of the women had been someone from last month who had had something on her, and they didn't call the police on her. They let her leave peacefully. She came back this time sober, not carrying anything, okay, and had a wonderful, was ministered to, was a blessing to everybody there. You see what I'm saying? God dealt with it. The Lord deals with those things, okay? We don't always have to play the Holy Spirit. Yes, there are times when, somebody's a troublemaker and they're going to cause trouble and you have to call the authorities. But this was not one of them. So yeah, so this woman who had it, her boyfriend and her left together, which is fine. And they left peacefully. They didn't make a scene. They didn't, throw a hissy fit or get irritated or mad at anybody. She said, I haven't used anything since yesterday. She was sober. You could tell. They told me you could totally tell she was sober, and she was, she wasn't reactive. She was responsive. Yeah. So anyway, I'm really glad that they didn't call the authorities and that they allowed the Lord to do his job with them, because now, more than likely next month or maybe a few months down the line, we'll see that young lady again, and she'll come back sober without carrying anything and realize she can't stay unless she, and now this other woman who was there last month carrying, who came back and wasn't carrying this month, she is going to come to church on Sunday, and we pray that she'll be there. Another one of the ladies I prayed with, she was a blessing. She, poor thing, she's lost both of her sons in the past 5 years. Between 2017 and 21, she lost her 2 sons. And we prayed together. She's just brokenhearted, and she's out there on the streets, poor baby. Heartbreak and pain like that will destroy your life. And we have to be the hands of Jesus, So yeah, even if it's 3 people, Jesus came for the one. He came for me. He came for you, but he would have come if I was the only one. Jesus would have come. He would have died. And I see that, like this ministry, it's like, who cares if only 3 people come? Who cares? Those 3 people received an amazing blessing, and they left feeling loved, cared for, and remembered, And that's a big deal, you guys. It's a huge deal. Sorry I get teary-eyed, but when I think about all the things that the Lord has done, just amazes me, and I get very sentimental and teary-eyed about that. See, this is going to strengthen this somewhat, because you've got this glued down, and I like this. It's just kind of fun. Little thing. It's just adorbs. I used to my old church, there was a song we sang. Some of you might know it. Let me think. I'm not really in singing voice right now, so forgive me, but it says, when I think about the Lord, how he saved me, how he raised me, how he filled me with the Holy Ghost, how he healed me to the uttermost. When I think about the Lord, how he picked me up and turned me around, how he placed my feet on solid ground. It makes me want to shout, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Lord, you're worthy of all the honor and all the power and all the praise. I love that song. And that's how I feel when I think about these people. Because it's what he did for me. It's what he did for you. And who are we to ever turn our backs on them? You know? This is so cute, Lori. I'm going to stop crying now. I love these. Thank you for this Inspire, Lori. They are so perfect for our journals. Look at that. You've got a really nice pocket. And then you've got, if you do these little tabs like Lori did, you're going to have more strength here on your tuck or pocket to pull it open and not worry about it, okay? Plus, they look cute. But there's that one decorated and ready to go. And then I've got these others I haven't, of course, done yet, but I will eventually. They'll probably go in my bag or my box, my big box that's just full of ephemera. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's mask make and that you come back tomorrow for our something challenge. And I love you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you so much. Mwah. Bye-bye.